The indictment of Indian billionaire Gautam Adani and his nephew Sagar Adani by U.S. prosecutors for their alleged involvement in a $265 million bribery scheme to secure power supply contracts carries significant potential consequences. What are the legal repercussions? Firstly, criminal charges. The Adanis face serious charges, including bribery, wire fraud, and securities fraud. If convicted, these offenses could result in substantial fines and lengthy prison sentences. Secondly, extradition proceedings. Given that the accused are based in India, U.S. authorities may initiate extradition requests. The success of such proceedings depends on bilateral treaties and the cooperation of Indian authorities. What are the financial and business impacts? Firstly, market reaction. Following the indictment, shares of Adani Group companies experienced significant declines, with Adani Enterprises dropping 22%, Adani Ports falling 14%, and Adani Green Energy declining 19%. Secondly, funding challenges. The allegations have raised concerns among investors and financial institutions, potentially complicating the group's efforts to secure funding and refinance existing debts. For instance, Adani Green Energy recently withdrew a $600 million bond issue amid these developments. What are the regulatory scrutiny? Increased oversight. Regulatory bodies, including the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, have filed civil lawsuits alleging that Adani Green misled investors about its compliance programs. What are the corporate governance concerns? The tight control of the Adani family over the conglomerate complicates efforts to distance the companies from the implicated individuals, raising concerns about governance practices. What is the reputational damage? Investor confidence. The allegations may erode investor trust, leading to potential divestments and a decline in stock value. Operational challenges. The group's ability to secure new contracts, especially in the international markets, could be adversely affected due to reputational concerns. What are the political and economic implications? Firstly, government relations. Given Gautam Adani's close ties with Indian political leadership, the case could have broader political ramifications and prompt calls for investigations into government business relationships. Secondly, economic impact. As a major player in India's infrastructure and energy sectors, challenges faced by the Adani Group could have ripple effects on related industries and the broader economy. In summary, the indictment poses significant legal, financial, and reputational challenges for Gautam Adani and the Adani Group, with potential implications extending to political and economic spheres. The recent indictment of Gautam Adani and his nephew by U.S. prosecutors on bribery charges has raised questions about potential interventions by political leaders. What is the potential for Trump administration assistance? Given the legal framework of the United States, the executive branch, including the president, does not have the authority to interfere in ongoing judicial proceedings. The U.S. justice system operates independently, ensuring that legal cases are handled without political influence. Therefore, any direct intervention by the Trump administration to assist Gautam Adani in this legal matter would be highly unlikely and contrary to established legal principles. Is there a likelihood of Modi seeking Trump's help? Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Gautam Adani are known to have close ties, with Adani's business ventures often aligning with the government's development goals. However, requesting intervention from President Trump in a U.S. legal case would be unprecedented and could be perceived as inappropriate interference in another country's judicial process. Such a move might also have diplomatic repercussions, potentially straining the relationship between India and the United States. While the indictment of Gautam Adani is a significant development, it is improbable that the Trump administration would intervene in the U.S. legal proceedings. Similarly, it is unlikely that Prime Minister Modi would seek such intervention, considering the potential diplomatic and ethical implications. Both leaders are expected to respect the independence of the judicial process in this matter. Trump and Modi cannot help Adani. The likelihood of either former U.S. President Donald Trump or Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi intervening in Gautam Adani's legal troubles in the U.S. is extremely low. There are some reasons. One is legal boundaries in the United States. Independent judiciary. The U.S. judicial system operates independently of the executive branch. Neither the president nor any political leader has the authority to intervene in active legal proceedings or influence prosecutorial decisions. Separation of powers. Any attempt to interfere with the legal process would be seen as a breach of the separation of powers, which is fundamental to U.S. governance. Secondly, diplomatic and ethical implications. If Prime Minister Narendra Modi were to seek assistance from a U.S. leader to influence the case, it could be viewed as inappropriate diplomatic interference. This could harm India-U.S. relations and damage Modi's reputation, both domestically and internationally. Even if Trump or his administration during his presidency wanted to assist, any visible intervention could provoke backlash within the U.S., given the sensitivity around judicial independence and the rule of law. Thirdly, geopolitical considerations. Modi would likely prioritize maintaining stable and respectful relations with the U.S. government rather than risking a diplomatic incident by advocating for Adani. During his presidency, Trump focused on U.S. interests first. Intervening in an Indian billionaire's case would not align with his America First policy unless it directly benefited U.S. interests, which seems unlikely here. Fourthly, impact on public perception. Public intervention in Adani's case could be politically damaging within India, given the perception of favoritism and crony capitalism. Involvement could lead to accusations of undermining judicial independence, which could tarnish his image and create political controversy. Conclusion: both Modi and Trump are highly unlikely to intervene in Gautam Adani's legal matters. The legal proceedings in the U.S. will likely follow their course without external political influence. Adani's strategy would need to focus on legal defenses and compliance rather than relying on political intervention.
Personally, Mr. Modi himself, and it is a shame for our country that it is the United States of America's Justice Department which has collected all this information because it believes that US companies were misled. So they are protecting the interests of their companies from this huge fraud by Mr. Adani, whereas the government of India, led by the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, is protecting this very individual and all his companies and giving him permission and license and patronage.
After watching this video, don't forget to give it thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we post new content. Your support means a lot and helps our team create more videos like this. Thanks for watching.